Hi there, we are back for another episode of Shadowbringers. In this episode I want to do the level 65 job quest for Gunbreaker. We are here in Limsa Upper Decks at X 10.9 Y 11.2 and we have to talk to Radovan. Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel. Radovan is hoping for a nice, straightforward, no strings attached assignment. Okay. You'll be pleased to hear that the Yellow Jackets have offered us an assignment. After taking on more than we'd bargained for with our previous clients, we are hoping this one will turn out to be relatively straightforward. We haven't heard what it entails yet, but I'll bet it's something important. A man called Futak has arranged to meet us in Bulwark Hall. Let's go and see what he wants. Let's take the lift. Thank you for coming at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Goldwhites, who was until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Limsa to export and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended when Goldwhites turned himself in. No one saw it coming, not even the other Flaming Mongrels. He's due to give testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence, and not just about the crimes he committed himself either. All of the gangs he's had dealing with have ample reason to silence him before he spills his secret. He's currently being held in the Morabi dry docks. Your job is to see that he reaches Limsa in one piece. So, you want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that. We'd be protecting the information that's in his head, which could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice. It sounds like a worthwhile cause to me. It is, and before you ask why we are hiring outsiders, it's to avoid attention. If I pull too many Yellow Jackets from their posts, the gangs will figure out what's going on. Better to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort him in secret. We still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and find me at the docks when you are ready. Before we begin, we should find out more about these Goldwhites. While it's important to place our trust in the client, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time. Oh yes, everybody has heard of the Flaming Mongrels. Their modus operandi is to offer loans, increase the interest to the extent that their mark has no hope of ever paying it back, and then forcing the pure soul to obey their every whim. Okay. If the rumors are true, the Flaming Mongrels are involved in most of the money lending and extortion that goes on in the city. Goldwhites was at the center of this web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now that he has finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quite concerning their dealings. I am not at a liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many Yellowjackets believe heartless curs like Goldwhites deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be a waste. Speak to Radovan. Did you hear anything useful? Yes. It's just as Yafutak said. Goldwhite certainly has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law. Radovan, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you are doing. Trust me, I have. Now, let's say no more on the matter. We have a job to do. Let's go to the Morabi docks. All set, good. Then it's time to bring out the prisoner. I present Goldwhites, Scourge of Limsa. His life in your hands now. Guard him well. Thank you kindly. Are you sure you've got the right man? Quite sure. Now, listen carefully. This is important. We've scouted the road ahead and we've spotted a group of unsavory figures lying in wait. The plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what's happened. Well, if that's how you'd prefer us to handle it, then very well. But we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. I choose you for the role, Sweet. Show me how far you've come as a gunbreaker. The rest of us will stay close to Goldwhites and fend off any that try to flank us. Futak, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa, even if I have to carry him there. We are depending on you, Sweet. Once you've cleared a path, we'll be right behind you. We'll regroup at Ocean's Embrace and assess the situation before moving on. So before I start fighting, I guess it's easy as before. I crafted me a new set of gear, item level 273 HQ. Until now I was using the first set of gear we had. Warte. A pretty pure attempt at an ambush. Without the element of surprise, they are nothing. Yes, very impressive, but I'll save my thanks until we reach Limsa, if you don't mind. I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you, they were only lookouts. The bulk of the enemy force lies ahead. We'll take the prisoner to a safe hiding place until those rogues have been dealt with. What? Why wasn't I informed sooner? We only just received the information ourselves. I'm to take the prisoner into custody while you are to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their services are no longer required. He's a traitor. Now, hold on a moment. Look, if you've got a problem, take it up with Commodore Rayner. They are his orders, not mine. Alright, you've made your point. Well, that's that, I suppose. Nevertheless, I'll see that you receive the full amount as agreed. It was a pleasure working with you. Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for Futag to go with them. Besides, our agreement was to see gold rights to Limsa Lominsa, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You too, come with me. It looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time, so I can hardly refuse. Come on, before he does something we'll regret. Speak with Radovan. Ah, there. Okay. She took him inside. If my guess is correct, there's no time to waste. Nothing for it but to follow him, I suppose. Oh. Stop this at once. Stay out of it, Salesworth. My friend's dead because of this filth. He's got no right to live, so why would you protect him? Because I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts not for his own sake, but for the good of others. His testimony will make Limsa a safer place. Now, lower your axe. Thank the 12 you got here when you did. It didn't take long for us to find out what it was all a ruse, but by then she'd already bought enough time to carry out her plan. Luckily for us, the 3 of you weren't so easily duped. Of course, she's not the only yellow jacket to bear a grudge against gold whites, but I never thought any of us would go to such lengths. A fine bloody mess this is. While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our orders to escort gold whites still stand. Before we go, I want to thank you all for you've done. The truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I can escape, even me eat locked off, the sickness I'll get me sure enough. Sickness I will get. You could have lived out your days as one of the leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in? Since before I can remember, I've been cheating and killing to put food in me belly and gill in me pocket. And I was good at it, too. Worked me way to the top. But the top of what? A bunch of liars, swindlers and murderers. And when I found out I only have a few moons left, I realized Limsa is the way it is because of people like me. It ain't gotta be that way, though not if I say my piece. In that case, we'd best get to Limsa post-haste. Aye, afore I kick the bucket, lead the way. Oops. Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for Gold Whites to give his testimony. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I offer my thanks. You have kept your word. Now it's my turn. Fare you well. Every city has its problems, this one more than most. It is high time we moved on. Seeing as we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Uldar and Limsa, that just leaves Ishgard. I don't exactly thrive on cold climates, so just get yourself a decent overcoat and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. Where's this place? Ah, okay, yeah. I see. So, Ishgard. Forgotten Night, I guess. I'll admit it's a fair bit colder than I was expecting. Not that it's anything to be concerned about. That's easy for you to say. You'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyway, sweet, it seems that instead of offering work via an adventurer's guild, Ishgard's Temple Knights issue leaves. Although there do not appear to be any clients in need of protection, it is only a matter of time before something comes our way. Until then, be sure not to let your skills or your gunblade grow rusty. The next quest we can do is of Defectors and Defenders at level 68 here in Ishgard. So that was it for now. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!